This teacher. Ngayon, we will talk about this continuity, which is the opposite of continuity, which is continuity. And meron tayo dito, is the piecewise function continuous or not at x is equal to 1 daw. So para makuha natin, malaman natin yung continuous ba or not yung ating piecewise function, we will follow these steps. Una, kunin muna natin yung f of c natin. If it is defined, then tutuloy tayo sa step number 2. If it is not defined, then your f of c is undefined, which is discontinuous. Your f is discontinuous naman. So for the f of 1, okay, ito yung gagamitin natin to find f of c, either defined or not, if x is equal to 1. So the function is f of x is equal to 2, constant siya, and that is the f of 1. So f of 1 is equal to 2, thus f of 1 is defined. So defined, proceed tayo sa step number 2. Kunin natin yung left-hand limit and also your right-hand limit. For the left-hand limit, we will use the function 2x plus 1 since the condition is x is less than 1. Then we will simplify. 2 times 1 plus 1, that is 3, and that is the limit of your left hand. For the right hand naman, 1 positive, we will use the function f of x is equal to negative x plus 4 since the condition is x is greater than 1. And then we will evaluate negative 1 plus 4, that is equal to 3. Then we will compare your left hand and right hand limit. Magkapareho ba? Yes, they are equal. Then the limit exists. Since nag-exist yung limit, we will compare your step 1 and step 2. Kung magkapareho, your function is continuous at x is equal to 1. Pero pag hindi naman siya pareho, your f of x is discontinuous at x is equal to 1. Pareho ba yung step 1? Nakuha natin yung 2. Sa step 2 naman, nakuha natin yung 3 na limit. Pareho ba? No, they are not equal. Thus, f of x is discontinuous at x is equal to 1. Discontinuity. This is the opposite of your continuity. We have 3 types of discontinuity. Namely, we have removable discontinuity, and this is the graph of removable. Meron tayong ditong limit, the unshaded circle, and we have the shaded circle there that is part of the graph. That is your removable discontinuity. The second type is jump. Ibig sabihin, tatalon tayo. So merong pagtatalunan talaga. This is the graph of your jump discontinuity, jump, then tutuloy. And the last discontinuity is your infinite discontinuity. Ito naman, pag pinag-usapan natin yung limit which is at infinite naman, either negative or positive. And we have the presence of your vertical asymptote, and that is your infinite limit. Removable discontinuity. Your f has a removable discontinuity at c. This is the graph again. If your limit of f of x exists at x approaches c. So meron tayong limit na nag-exist where L is a real number. When we state a limit of f of x exists at x approaches c, we mean that the limit has a limit of L, which is again a real number. Discontinuity. Masasabi lamang natin that a discontinuity is a jump discontinuity if the left-hand limit and the right-hand limit of your function at c both exist. Merong limit sa left-hand and right-hand, but they are not the same or they are not equal. Magkaiba yung limit ng left-hand at saka yung limit ng right-hand. Okay, that is your jump discontinuity. When we state both exist, ibig sabihin both are real valued and that neither take on the values of your positive or negative infinity. That is your jump discontinuity. Paano naman if the answer is negative infinity or positive infinity? Type of discontinuity, which is your infinite discontinuity. So masasabi lamang na yung function has an infinite discontinuity, which is kung yung limit at your left hand is either positive or negative infinity, at yung right hand limit naman natin is either positive, negative, infinity. So yun yung mga clue natin. Ulitin natin, for the removable, meron siyang limit na nag-i-exist. Sa jump discontinuity naman, does not exist yung limit kasi magkaiba yung limit ng right hand at saka ng left hand. Dito naman sa infinite discontinuity, the limit of your left hand and right hand is either positive or negative infinity. So with direct substitution, magiging undefined yung magiging sagot ng limit ng ating function. Let's see. Show that f of x is equal to x squared minus 4 over x minus 2 is discontinuous at x is equal to 2. Then we need to classify that discontinuity. So sabi dito, yung function natin is discontinuous at x is equal to 2. Hindi siya tuloy-tuloy when x is equal to 2. By substitution, yung magiging denominator natin is 0. Yung numerator natin is also 0. That makes your function what? Indeterminate, right? So to solve for this, kunin natin yung limit of your function as x approaches 2. Then, by direct substitution, indeterminate yung magiging sagot. Ibig sabihin, meron tayong limit, but we don't know the exact limit. So we will use the factoring method to estimate the limit. And the factors of x squared minus 4 is x plus 2, x minus 2, then copy yung x minus 2. Meron bang common term or common expression? Meron. That is x minus 2, both numerator and denominator. Yung mangyayari dyan, magka-cancel silang dalawa. May iwan na lang si x plus 2, and then evaluate si x magiging 2. So 2 plus 2 is equal to 4. And that is the limit of your function. Meron ba tayong existing limit? Yes, meron tayong limit which is 4. Thus, this is an example of removable discontinuity. Since function is discontinuous at 2 and the limit exists, function has removable at x is equal to 2. Limit exists, and this is the graph of your function at x is equal to 2. Again, kung nag-exist yung limit ng function, removable is the answer. Show that your piecewise function is discontinuous at x is equal to 3, and then we need to classify kung anong klaseng discontinuity siya, removable ba, jump, or infinite. Yung una natin gagawin dito, since this is an example of piecewise, dako tayo sa left-hand limit and the right-hand limit. So for the left-hand limit, we have the limit of x approaches 3 negative. Since 3 negative yung pinag-uusapan natin dito, titignan natin yung condition na gumagamit ng less than. Nasaan si less than? Ito, x is less than 3. And what is the function? Negative x squared plus 4. So ito ang gagamitin natin. Then we will evaluate. Lahat ng x magiging 3, and that becomes negative 3 squared plus 4. Simplify, and the answer is negative 5. Thus, the limit of your left hand is equal to negative 5. Una pa lang yun. So, hindi siya infinity, so that means hindi siya infinite. So, the tendency that your discontinuity here is an example of jump, pero check natin. Okay? So, dako naman tayo sa right hand. Kung magkakapareho yung limit ng left hand at saka yung right hand, this is an example of removable discontinuity. Pero pag magkaiba naman yung limit natin, this is an example of jump discontinuity. Check natin yung right hand. So for the right hand, we will use the function 4x minus 8 because the condition is x is greater than 3. So lahat ng 3, ipapasok natin sa x, papalitan, that becomes 4 times 3, minus 8, and then simplify, the answer is 4. Now we will compare your left hand limit and your right hand limit. Magkapareho ba? They are not equal. Negative 4 is not equal to positive 5. 4 rather. Negative 5 is not equal to positive 4. Hence, this is the graph. Hence, your function is discontinuous at 3 and the limit does not exist. F has jumped at x is equal to 2. Wala tayong limit na nag-exist because different yung left hand at saka yung right hand. Discontinuous at 3, And we have your jump discontinuity at x is equal to 2. Example. Determine whether your function is continuous at x is equal to 1. If it is discontinuous at 1, you need to classify the discontinuity. So, check muna natin kung continuous yung function natin at x is equal to 1. We will follow again the rules, okay? So, kunin muna natin yung limit nito, okay? So, by direct substitution muna, malalaman natin kung continuous or not na. Okay? So, yung denominator becomes 1 minus 1 or that is 0. Yung numerator natin is 1 plus 3 or that is 3. So, 3 divided by 0 is undefined. That means the function is not continuous. Kung indeterminate po or undefined yung magiging sagot by direct substitution, that is the hint that your function is discontinuous. So, hindi siya continuous at x is equal to 1. Balikan natin. Since discontinuous siya, alamin natin yung limit ng left hand and right hand natin. So, we have here, left hand, okay, we have x plus 2 over x minus 1. That is equal to negative infinity. Okay, for the right hand naman, we will get positive infinity. Kasi nga, by direct substitution, we get unbounded, okay, or undefined. So that means your limit is either negative infinity or positive infinity. For the left hand, we get negative infinity. For the right hand, we get positive infinity. And this is the graph of your function. Ayan, nakikita natin. That meron tayong two graph. Yung isa, pa-approach sa taas, yung isa naman pa-approach sa baba to infinity. And we have a presence of your vertical asymptote. The red broken line is your vertical asymptote. Since infinite yung limit natin, the function has an infinite discontinuity at x is equal to 1. Your turn. Determine whether f of x is equal to x squared minus 9 over x plus 3 is continuous at x is equal to negative 3. If it is discontinuous at negative 3, you need to classify the discontinuity. The answer for this activity will be revealed next video. The only way to learn mathematics is to do mathematics. See you.